Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Reddit video. If you hear like noises, just ignore that. I think it's the laundry machine downstairs or something like that. It just makes a loud noise, especially during the night. So yeah, welcome to another Reddit reactions. Am I wrong for calling out a friend's divorce because she wouldn't leave my husband alone? My husband works with a girl named Lucy, who also happens to be part of our social circle. I wouldn't say she's close to us, but she's a close friend of a friend, so we'll see her once in a while when there are group outings. She also works with my husband, John, and I guess because we also see her outside of work, she thinks she's super close to my husband. I'm not a super jealous type, but I drew a line when my husband himself voiced discomfort at Lucy's behavior. She likes to make jokes about being his work wife, try and push me out of conversations with my husband. You aren't at the office, so you wouldn't understand, and has tried to initiate one-on-one or hangouts with my husband. John has turned her down and has also explicitly told her that she was making him feel uncomfortable and to stop. She just laughed and brushed it off and still continues. He hasn't brought it up to work yet because she's a single mom and he didn't want to get her in trouble. Her advances have mostly been just annoying, but it recently escalated, which brings us to the issue. At a barbecue, my husband was sitting around a fire pit with his friends. I got up to get food and I came back right as Lucy came and sat down on my husband's lap. What? While joking, your work wife can entertain you while your normal wife is busy. This was the first time she made a physical advance, and my husband immediately jumped up and pushed her off. She laughed and told him to stop being so sensitive, and I could tell it embarrassed my husband. It was at this point that I told her maybe if you had focused more on being a real wife instead of a work wife, you wouldn't be divorced. Yeah, that's really well deserved because that's literally sexual harassment. What the hell? If a man did that to me, I will be calling the authorities. So I'll let you know that right now. Lucy immediately left the party after that, and I found out from a friend that she cried in her car. She's since skipped and avoided all events where I'm here with my husband, which has caused a strain with our mutual friend. Most of our other friends were on my side, but some said I was too harsh and that Lucy was just kidding around. OP is definitely not wrong because at the end of the day, that's literally borderline sexual harassment. For you to physically touch somebody when they clearly said, "Do not touch me, please," or "Don't even get at me, don't flirt with me," that's disrespectful, that's perverted, and that's very creepy. And she sounds like a goddamn stalker. Honestly, he should be alerting the authorities because some people just don't know the word no and they can't comprehend when somebody just genuinely isn't interested in them. And the thing is, like, you're friends with this couple, you know these people. Why would you go out of your way to not only try to get at somebody who's in a relationship, but somebody whom you're in a same circle as? That's not weird at all. Am I wrong for throwing out dinner in response to my boyfriend refusing to clean up after himself? I, 24 female, and my boyfriend, 26 male, try to divide our chores as evenly as possible. We live together. He washes the dishes and takes out the trash while I do laundry and cook dinner several times a week. Along with packing him lunch, we both work similar schedules and he works 10-hour days, 4 days a week with a 2-hour commute. I work 8-hour days, 5 days a week with a 4-hour commute. In past few months, we've argued twice about him not cleaning up after himself. The particular sore spots are him not hanging up his bath towel after drying off, which caused it to get moldy and smelly, along with him leaving his clothes all over the ground. He knows this causes a huge amount of stress and anxiety, and I refuse to do it for him because he's an adult. In the beginning, I'd ask him every single day nicely and politely to put his clothes in the hamper and hang his bath towel up. This would continue for several days straight, and I'd get frustrated and escalate the issue, pointing out that I shouldn't have to ask him to do this every single day. In response, he'd get mad, threatening to leave since he's such a horrible boyfriend. That's that gaslighting and manipulating right there. Say he was going to put it away eventually and that I was being a B-word. Today I got out of work early and walked home a mile from the train station and decided to cook us a nice pasta dinner. There was a pile of 5 days worth of his clothes on the floor, making me super anxious and annoyed. I avoided asking him to put them away the last several days in fear of arguing. Dinner was almost ready when he got home and I confronted him. I asked him to please put them away now and he said in an hour and proceeded to sit at his computer and play on his game. He complained his feet hurt, even though he works an office job and he drove home. I told him, please do it now. I walked home a mile after working all day and it didn't stop me from making dinner for us. He said, if you're going to hold making dinner over my head, just throw it out. At that point, honestly, I would have just threw it out. So I did. I threw out a whole dinner of pasta and ground beef because I felt disgusted by the thought of someone who doesn't respect me or our living space eating food I exhaustively spent an hour making. He freaked out and said he thinks I have mental problems because wasting food was unnecessary and that I'm erratic. Am I wrong? Absolutely, positively not. Not only would I throw the food out, but I would have thrown his ass out too. That's disgusting. Like, imagine being so lazy that your clothes are getting moldy. Not even smelly, moldy. That's disgusting. She needs to get a new boyfriend as soon as possible and dump this loser. Because that, and honestly, that's nasty. Like, imagine. And the thing is, like, people who act like this, they wouldn't act like this if this was a roommate or if this was somebody else, like their friend. People only treat you how you allow them to treat you. Clearly, he's testing boundaries to see what he can get away with, and it sounds like he's getting away with a lot.
Am I wrong for not asking my father to walk me down the aisle?
I, 27 female, am engaged, planning to get married to my partner, 30 female, of 3 years next year. Since I came out as bi when I was 15, my dad hasn't been supportive of me. He was upset when I first told him about my fiance, and has made it clear he doesn't approve of me being with a woman. He's distant when I take her to my parents' home for dinner. Won't talk to her when making conversation at the dinner table. When my fiance isn't around, he's made a lot of several cutting comments about our relationship, despite me telling him to back off. He makes it very clear in general that he doesn't see her as family. Basically, he's been casually homophobic my entire life. You know the type. He's not providing any financial support for the wedding, and when I asked if he would actually be attending the wedding, he just gave me a snide, "We'll see," so I honestly wasn't even expecting he would turn up. Parts of our intended wedding ceremony will involve me being walked down the aisle and given away. I enjoy a lot of the classic wedding traditions, and that's when I really want to carry out. I assumed my dad wouldn't want to walk me down the aisle. To be honest, I don't want him to either. So I asked a male friend, 58 male, instead of 1 week ago. This man has known me for almost half my life. He's like a mentor to me and honestly has been more of a father figure to me than my actual dad has. I love him like a paternal figure. We met when I was 16. He was teaching an acting class I signed up for. We both work in the theater. He's provided lots of emotional support over the years and been openly supportive of my relationship from the start. He has 2 sons around my age and has said before he sees me a bit like the daughter he never had. He said he'd be honored to give me away. My dad learned of this fact recently. I'm not sure how. He's furious. He says I'm undermining his authority as a parent and making him look like an a-hole fool to everyone who attends the wedding, and if I insist on going through with this, he won't attend at all. There's no way he's going to sit at a table and watch some other man give me away. He's pissed I didn't ask him. After he said that I asked if he would have said yes, he dodged the question and yelled at me and eventually hung up on me. I admit I didn't consider asking him, and I honestly didn't see the need to. I guess it will be embarrassing for my dad if he comes, but considering his behavior towards me and my fiance over the course of our relationship, I don't feel like he's justified to make this demand. Am I wrong for not asking my actual dad to walk me down the aisle? I feel like the thing is, if you don't even approve of the type of relationship your child has, why would you want to partake in them making a bigger and a farther commitment to each other? You clearly are not, you're not into the fact that they're, homosexuals. So I would just either attend the wedding and be a normal attendee or just not even go at all. Like, this is giving mixed reactions. What?